Requiem. Definition: a mass for the dead or a musical setting / composition for the dead.
When you hear that, you expect the end to be near, right? During my time off YouTube, I've been streaming like a lot. But in the meanwhile, while it was happening, Capcom released more and more trailers for Resident Evil Requiem. The video was originally supposed to be a ranking of the games with a small theory at the end about Requiem, but as of January 16th, all 12 pages of the script have become a bench warmer. Yep, you're not going to see that video till it's at the time capsule. The amount of information given to us in that recent showcase changes everything. And yes, Leon does have more aura. But as a content creator, I've always wanted to create a theory-based video. Now's the best time to do it because Requiem is literally right around the corner, literally at the end of this month. And I will be there, trust me, I will be there. I grew up watching legacy creators on this platform play this franchise and would never skip an opportunity to watch them because I was a kid at the time. Now I have adult money and waited for that glorious Steam Winter Sale and bought every single modern remake, 7 and 8. Oh, Village if you want to call it Village. I definitely did have fun playing these games. There's no doubt I enjoy it because you can tell I'm making this video, but I had more fun than hearing Ashley scream Leon's name in Resident Evil 4. That was pretty annoying, I'm not gonna lie. But after 4,674 days, at the time recording this, Leon S. Kennedy returns to Raccoon City with another Bond to his side, and this time it's Grace Ashcroft. But before we continue, subscribe and like. I know it's 2026 and I can't believe I'm saying this, but it would mean a lot to me if we reach 1,000 subs at the end of this year. It truly would mean that. Her mom is Alyssa Ashcroft. She's a legacy character from the Outbreak games, but she's not as popular as the others like Chris or Leon or, Jill or Claire. She is from the Outbreak games, and I saw a video explaining to me who she was. She is a reporter who not only dealt with Umbrella once, but twice. After getting her memory wiped and then regaining said memory during that Raccoon City outbreak, not only did she survive, but she released an article about Umbrella's bioweapons, thus leading to the Raccoon City trials. But all lore aside, what could Requiem be about and what are going to be the consequences at the end of it? There's a handful of things actually. I gotta put this in like 4 parts. 1. Who else could be in the story? 2. What is Elpis and how does it relate to Alyssa's death? 3. What could be the plot of Requiem? And 4. Who will die? For starters, we're heading back to Raccoon City with Leon and Grace as dual protagonists. Grace is more leaning on the horror side since, she's new to dealing with this whole affected in bioweapon business. But Leon is obviously going to be more action heavy and I need this game now. We know that Leon's in the game, so it's only natural that Ada Wong appears, right? Capcom has been holding off these two having a happy ending together, like jiggling car keys in front of a toddler. She could be here one last time, for all we know, since Ada appears whenever there's a virus and is hired by Umbrella's rivals, so I wouldn't be surprised if the same shit happens here. I think Jill Valentine deserves to come back, especially. After playing the RE3 remake, I saw Jill's story for the very first time. She was a former member of SARS trying to figure out Umbrella's secrets, then it gets interrupted by Nemesis, sent by Umbrella to finish her off. Since I never played Resident Evil 5, I had to do a little bit of research. Apparently, Wesker had her in a cryogenic stasis for years, causing a pigmentation abnormality, making her a blonde apparently, and she hasn't been in a mainline game in years, so would it not make sense for every player connected to this incident to appear? Guys right here are hungry. In the back, these motherfuckers are starving. Oh yeah, sure, Birkin might appear here as well. She also works with the DSO where Leon works as well, and it would be cool to see 2 DSO agents back where they first met. I would think Chris could maybe appear here as well, but I don't think Capcom will use him for a 3rd time. He was in the whole Ethan Winters saga, and currently at the time he is taking care of Rosemary, so I think he has his hands full with another bio child. Oh yeah, how could I forget Leon's day one since, 1998, Claire Redfield. As I mentioned earlier, I feel like every player tied to it should appear in some shape or form. For her not to be in the game where they return to Raccoon City would be a disservice not only to the fans, but to the story. She can help expose whatever the main antagonist is keeping under wraps from the public. The last time we saw her, it was in Resident Evil Death Island, so it has been a while. Okay, now that we got that down, who might reappear? What is Elpis and how is it tied to Alyssa's death? This series is known for different types of viruses. Throughout the series, you see some crazy shit, such as
the progenitor virus, E virus, G virus, A virus, B virus, Las Plagas, Leech virus, the Abyss virus, the Volvo virus, the Veronica virus, NET virus, Ouroboros virus, Megamycete how could we not forget the mold?
Got all of that? Good. I'm not repeating it again. We don't know much because even the directors does not want to talk about it, as it reveals a major plot point in the game, so they're keeping it under wraps. So let's try to figure it out. Meet the antagonist, Victor Gideon. We only know a little about him. He used to be with Umbrella, and it seems like he's the last remaining part of it. It's been like 30 years, dog. We don't see too much of him, and the only time he appears is in the same scene as Ashley. His words stand out a lot to me here.
It hasn't been easy. But after much effort, here we finally are.
Who are you?
I know now that you're the one that I've been searching for. The special one. The chosen one. Miss Ashcroft.
To many others, this seems like a very generic monologue, right, from a villain. But to me, it stands out a lot. He sounds very desperate, like he's been searching endlessly for something for so long, and it looks like he did. A few more interesting things were revealed from the recent showcase. Besides the Porsche and helmet collabs, there's a new breed of infected. Yes, it's zombies, but a very unique kind. These aren't mutations like the ones we are used to, except, no, it's something less severe but more impactful. These zombies retain characteristics from when they were alive. Hold your jaws before they drop, because mine dropped on the floor the moment I heard this key of information. When the director said, this time, there are zombies that retain characteristics from when they were alive, the look I had on my face looks like it was drawn from the creator of One Piece. This is one out of the 2 reasons the original video got benched and had to change the entire script of. They even show zombie still working because apparently she's still on the clock. Oh boy, you poor zombie. I don't know what you're saying. That doesn't explain what Elpis is and how it ties back to Alyssa. Oh, I'm about to give you the key information that I did extensive research on, because holy shit, 32 tabs is is a plethora amount of tabs for one video that is 20 minutes long. Elpis in Greek mythology is a minor goddess who's the personification of hope and the remaining item in Pandora's box after all the eels were released. The best known form of this myth is found in Hesiod's works and Days. The story expands on the misery inflicted upon mankind through the curiosity of Pandora. When it was opened, it released a host of human ills before the lid could be secured again. Back this up, Nakashinshi and Kumazawa even talk about the Pandora's box parallel in the Famitsu article about Resident Evil Requiem and how Leon is carrying some secret about Alyssa's death with him. Leon knows something that we don't, and he's keeping it away from her daughter. Biggest red flag right here, by the way. Also, it was confirmed that Alyssa was killed by a hooded assailant back in 2018. Now we have a rough idea what Elpis could potentially be. Hold up, I'm cooking here. Before we try to guess the main plot of Requiem, let's try to put a rough idea on the timeline of events that are given to us using context clues, and figure out why the whole main plot of Requiem even started. Alyssa probably got too close to revealing the truth about Victor Gideon and his operations. Not only that, but the truth behind Elpis. But she got too close to revealing the truth, to the point where the hooded assailant appears and kills her in 2018. And that's why we see Grace call out her name in tears in the trailer. Also, small detail. In Resident Evil 7, there's a newspaper article from 2016 which talks about the 20 missing people in South Louisiana during the last 2 years in RE7's timeline. Nothing too big, right? Just a reporter talking about a missing persons case. This might be a bit of a stretch, but maybe Capcom was not only leaving breadcrumbs about her coming back as an important character in the future title, maybe the developers finally saw use for her for a mainline story, since it seems like she always got too close to the stories about BOWs, and the Bakers were still controlled by Evelyn in the mold during the time she released that article. So what about Grace? What's her connection to all of this? Not only could Grace be like Rosemary, but she could be Elpis' perfect candidate, or is Elpis herself. She could be very powerful, yet she doesn't know it. While I was playing Resident Evil Village, the amount of times each house lord has mentioned that Rosemary is insanely powerful, Ethan can't fathom what she could do, is what caused me to think that Grace could tap into some unknown potential, and it seems like the series is heading towards hybrids between human and bioweapons. But whatever Victor Gideon needs her for is probably due to her genes. That's why he probably called her Chosen One, Special One. The chances of Elpis being Grace are a high percentage, with the clip of a computer showing a bunch of data that leads to an image of her. A wise man once said,
"Coincidence? I think not!"
Now that what we have is a rough idea of what Elpis could potentially be and how it connects to Alyssa's death and how Alyssa potentially died, let's talk about the plot of Requiem. After 8 years, once again, suspicious homicides linked to Elpis, drawing not only Grace, but Leon. After reviewing the trailers one more time, here's my take on how this might go down. Grace reluctantly accepts the case, even though she's traumatized from the night her mother died. Travels around looking for clues, which is when we will eventually see her with the police officer talking about finding another body. Apparently, it's the fifth one. Her progress with the case most likely will go far, getting her too close to the truth. That's when we see her hanged upside down in the first trailer because she most likely got incapacitated by either Gideon's BOWs or Gideon himself. He's definitely going to freak out and try to escape here, let's be honest. Grace's boss probably contacted the DSO because she has been missing for an extended period of time from the case and hasn't been in contact since her capture by Victor Gideon. Thus, the DSO sends their best, Leon S. Kennedy. He is given information about Victor Gideon, questioning what his objective might be. While Grace is fighting for her life, which feels like a never-ending hell, this is where Leon arrives to the hospital, and it seems like his arrival was known.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
This likely means that Victor Gideon is still an active doctor, but his operations about BOWs that could potentially relate to Elpis are known to the public, FBI, or the DSO yet. This time, while they're both trying to escape Gideon's clutches, in some way, shape, or form, Leon is infected. Or maybe he's already infected, and I'm just delusional. Every Resident Evil fan pointed this out immediately. The RE team didn't even decide to hide it. It's a black mark on his neck that looks like it will spread throughout the course of the game, with the clip showing him at a desk. And those same black marks show on multiple parts of the body with the data he has acquired so far. It might be the new breed of infection where you become a zombie, but you keep your characteristics from when you were alive. Explaining why the director says he'll be pushed to his absolute limit this time, since it seems like he will be living off borrowed time if he does not find a cure for this. This is where Sherry or Claire could appear to help Leon, not only like the good old days, but give this Grinch a smile under this difficult situation. I could definitely see Leon being some sort of mentor figure to Grace on how to fight BOWs, since he never had one when he was 21 back in 1998. He might reveal the hooded assailant's identity to be Victor Gideon and the secret of what Alyssa found about relating to Elpis and why she died, potentially causing a more change in behavior in Grace from timid to suddenly going more vengeful, but she doesn't show signs immediately. We are probably going to see Leon suffer a lot and try to resist the infection as he did with Las Plagas back in RE4, but this time there won't be an easy cure. This is where they'll probably head back to Raccoon City for the answers. Claire could potentially dig up information on clues linked to Elpis since she is connected to journalism, has many connections, and has fought against bioweapons around the world, working with terrorists to find the real reason why Gideon needs Grace. Either Sherry or Jill could help Leon on the more combative side and try their best to help both protagonists in some way as well. Maybe they'll dig around through Victor Gideon's hospital to find a cure for Leon, because I feel like that's the big stake in the story, Leon being infected and running out of time. For a while, we head back to Raccoon City for what could be the showdown. Gideon could fully control the abandoned Raccoon City with BOWs everywhere for all we know. He can potentially surround them, and over the years has grown to numbers not even the DSO or Blue Umbrella could fathom. He probably knows not only the cure for Leon, but also the secret that's within Raccoon City. And yes, another fit change, I got sick, and this video got extended for another week. So yeah, listen, I can't guarantee that's the case. There's not enough given information about that yet. My best guess is that Victor Gideon knows the secret that lies within Raccoon City that we still don't know yet. I searched endlessly for an answer, but could not find one. Maybe the whole outbreak was orchestrated? Who knows? This might be the part where they reveal what Elpis truly is and what Alyssa found out. I still believe Grace is Elpis. There's so much context clues pointing towards her. From Victor Gideon's words to Victor Gideon leaving her alive. Like, let's be honest, he has killed everyone who has probably gotten too close of what he really is doing. And on top of that, there's a scene in the trailer where there's a bunch of data information and then you see Grace. Why is that? Who knows? I may be bullshitting, but damn, I'm an optimist and I'm shooting for the stars right now. So, Capcom, throw me a fucking button. This is where probably Ada will appear in the game, where she might be hired to retrieve information on Elpis. Her and Leon encounter each other one last time. Maybe Ada will realize Leon doesn't have enough time with the infection spreading. I feel like right here is not the only time where Ada opens up for Leon, but she is also willing to help him, because just like Leon, she might realize she's been doing this for a very long time and is tired of it. Not saying she'll switch sides immediately, it'll be over the course of the game. I know this sounds like a Resident Evil 6 meets Avengers Endgame, but I feel like the RE team is going to give us what Resident Evil 6 should have been, with a lot of key players showing up and not overblowing the story with multiple campaigns. One singular narrative plot, not too many side plots, every single second, no matter who you potentially play as, every single line, cutscene, and hidden detail will be connected to Requiem. Remember how I said there was two things that made me change the entirety of this video? During the first Resident Evil showcase, yes, I said first, I know there's another one with some gameplay and some more context that kind of gives me a new idea for this theory, but I'm gonna get to that later. The two things that stood out to me were, one, was the new breed of infection that shows the remaining characteristics of their humanity still there, and when director Koshi Nakashinshi noted the game's artillery won't be super heavy, but there's a symbolic weapon that Grace will have. It's a large caliber assault revolver that has limited ammunition. The name they gave it is the same name as the title, Requiem. Post-op, can you add the Requiem gun right here? Yes. This gun right here is not only meant for symbolism, but on how the game is going to end. Guess where the finger's pointing to? That motherfucker right there. Not only was this the moment where all my previous work was burnt and thrown into the trash, but this is the moment where everything ties together. So from all three trailers, the first showcase, because pretty much the last bit of this video is going to be improvised, and the fact that Leon is currently running out of time while trying to help Grace uncover the secrets that lie within Raccoon City, it will be poetic that Leon becomes a fully infected being, and with the last remaining humanity he has left, he asks Grace to finish him off with Requiem, not only fulfilling the title of the game, but giving a beautiful send-off from our boy from RPD. Watch him like actually do that, and you just see tears just going down my face. Oscar-worthy performance from the actors. But if he's not the one to die in this game, I would put my money on either Ada, Jill, or Claire. And I know what you're about to say, what about Sherry? I don't think Capcom will kill off the girl Leon and Claire saved all that time ago, so she's safe. And the other characters appearing not only in the game but dying are about like 20%. Leon is a high 80% chance. He's in the red area. We don't want that. No, 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 no. He's your moneymaker, Capcom. Don't kill him. You would think the video would end here. Blow your minds when I say this. Everyone's dying. I'm kidding. Maybe. Yeah, there was a little short film for Resident Evil Requiem. It's a tale about a mother and daughter during the Raccoon City outbreak, and it's very tragic. So it's the same guy who made War of Worlds. You know, the one with Ice Cube in it? Yeah. There's a certain line within that short film that really stuck out to me, and I think is the key to the so-called secret within Raccoon City.
That's the last of them. Facility secured.
Copy that. Raccoon City is ours.
Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, what do they mean Raccoon City is theirs? It's starting to make me think that the one thing I said earlier, that the events of that outbreak were orchestrated, might be true. And on top of that, I can't find the original video right now. I'm probably just gonna put it in post.
6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing.
Yeah, that's not good.
So from my guess here is that these are the survivors from the Outbreak games. That includes Alyssa. I'm reading a comment right here which just solidifies the canonicity of the characters that survived the Outbreak games. Cindy, Kevin, Mark, Yoko, Jim, George, and Alyssa, which we know Alyssa is dead, so that's one off the list. Affected like I originally guessed. It's actually Raccoon City Syndrome. What I can recall, because I remember reading all of it. I'll like even just re-record reading it to you guys, but it's residuals from the T-virus, and the people who survived the Raccoon City outbreak have it within them, and they don't become infected. Well, they do, technically, not the infected that we know from this franchise, more like a regular infection that spreads to who also has that spread.
Is it any easier the second time?
Believe it or not, it's worse. My baby boy!
The outbreak cast probably most likely died from Raccoon City Syndrome, and that would explain a lot actually. Hell, they even have a full detailed analysis of how the process goes down when someone has Raccoon City Syndrome. Oh, they're dead. They don't even become infected zombies, they just die. Really makes me question if Sherry has it because she has a mutation from the T-virus, but you know, it's a whole different spiel. I don't want to get into that. That would explain why Leon said 6 survivors of Raccoon City, all dead from the same thing, and I still believe in the fact that everyone would reappear from that day. In the original Resident Evil timeline, 1 through 6, or 0 through 6, Raccoon City no longer existed. They've been planning out Requiem for the longest time. I even told my homeboy about this. The remakes were supposed to be a setup for Requiem, because how does Raccoon City exist if it got nuked off the map? But I never questioned why, and that explains the remix. They've been setting up for this entire game, giving each character an ending Some sad, some satisfying, and some we'll just have to see, because I believe Grace Ashcroft will be the lead of the new part of the franchise. I believe that. But don't take this video as a fact. It's just a theory. A game theory. If you like the video and watch the entirety of it, subscribe and like. That would mean a lot. Trust me. This video took so much time, and I'm gonna have way more of a hard time making the thumbnail than actually editing all of this. Yes, I'll be playing Resident Evil this week. By the time I'm recording this, I'll be waking up at the crack of dawn just to play this game. One of my videos on my IG gone viral, and I turned off the comments right after the first 50 comments because I knew people were going to spoil it. And the fact that even the dev said, I curse upon thee 1,000 years for spoiling this game. So yeah, don't ruin the fun, people. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Leon Kennedy. You are?
Claire. Claire Redfield.